This is example 3 at the top of page 13, and it is titled Real World Connection. We'll see many problems with that title as we go through this course. And this is our first word problem that we've seen. Now first, please don't avoid word problems. Word problems are probably the most important that we should understand. Nothing is going to be presented to you in life as an equation to solve or an expression to evaluate without some words wrapped around it. Read it carefully. Usually the problem that's embedded in the word problem is just like the problems you were doing right before that. And it's not usually very much more difficult than what you've dealt with before. So don't shy away. They're usually not hard problems. If you'll just read the problem and look for the kind of problem that we've been solving up to that point, and you should probably be able to solve it that way. In this problem, I'll read it. The expression models the percent of eligible voters who voted in presidential elections from 1960 to 2000. In the expression, Y represents the number of years since 1960. Find the approximate percent of eligible voters who voted in 1988. When they say that Y represents the number of years since 1960, that is very common in word problems, and we'll see that throughout the course. You may see it in other classes. The years since 1960 in 1960 is 0. The years since 1960 in 2000 is 40, right? That's just 2000 minus 1960. We're supposed to evaluate in 1988. So what does Y equal in 1988? Y equals 1988 minus 1960. Y equals 28. So that is what you want to substitute here. Negative 0.3 times 28 plus 61. Okay, this is worked out for us in the book, and it was approximately, that's the squiggly equal sign, approximately 53%. Okay, the check understanding letter 3A says what percent of eligible voters will vote in 2012 and in 2020. Well, in 2012 minus 1960 is 52, and in 2020, Y will be 60. So that's what you'll substitute in the expression. Negative 0.3 times 52 plus 61. Negative 0.3 times 60 plus 61. And you can plug that in your calculator. The answers turn out to be approximately 45% for the first and 43% for the second. The check understanding 3B says give some reasons that the model may not hold in future years. And this expression was determined from data between 1960 and 2000. And without coming up with a whole bunch of reasons like the population changed and things like that, you just always have to be careful when you try to apply something that's been developed in a particular year span to different years, that it may not hold. The further you get away from that, though, it may not hold. So just be careful with that as we continue to do real-world connections and word problems throughout this course.